Well, I'm from Michigan, so I had this idea to make a serving tray slash charcuterie board in a Michigan theme. So let's get started. Don't mind the distracting print, but I was able to reclaim this sign from a expired sale at a local store. It's corrugated plastic and it should work well for this epoxy pour. The wood I'm using is ironwood from here in Michigan. I cut it down a few years ago and I recently cut it into small slabs. It should be plenty dry enough. This Pro Pour brand epoxy is deep pour epoxy, and they say you can pour it up to 2 inches deep. The mold I'll be pouring is less than an inch, so it should work just fine. I didn't show it, but I put this epoxy in a vacuum chamber to try to release the bubbles. The viscosity of this stuff is so thick that it just foamed over and made a gigantic mess. Hopefully, because this takes 2 days to set up, that'll give it plenty of time for the air bubbles to release. As you can see, this pour did not go as planned. I poured just 7/8 of an inch of epoxy, nowhere near the 2-inch depth they claim I could pour with this product. I will admit the temperature was 74 degrees at the time of the pour. That's 4 degrees higher than the recommended temperature, but this should have made the epoxy setup slightly faster. That's a huge understatement. This stuff was rock hard in under 3 hours. I definitely had an exothermic runaway. It deformed the corrugated plastic mold and boiled all the remaining moisture out of the ironwood. At that point, I used a temperature gun and the epoxy was still 237 degrees. I was highly disappointed with this product and I would not recommend it. I did not leave them a very good review on Amazon. After the mold and I cooled down, I decided to try and salvage this project. I set the Pro Pour epoxy aside, and I'm using super clear. As long as you're pouring a regular depth, less than 1/4 of an inch, this stuff works well. I've had good luck with it. At this point, the front and the back of the project have a good nice finished shine. To prevent any fine scratches on the surface, I place a sheet of paper in between the router table and the project while I round over the edge. It was a bit more work getting there, but in the end, the project turned out more or less as I envisioned. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.